Smoke's crawling through the hangar like it owns the place, twisting around crates and boots. The air's thick, metallic, buzzing with static tension. Camera slams in on her arm, first ink crawling up like it's alive, jagged symbols, scars slicing through muscle, whispers of battles nobody's allowed to know about. The team's cracking jokes, smirking like idiots, tossing cheap lines about the tad of freaks stepping into their zone. But she doesn't flinch, eyes cold, scanning, calculating. Every exhale's measured, silent, like a predator waiting for dumb prey to bite. The hum of helicopters overhead shakes the dust in her hair, and the SEAL commander freezes mid-step, noticing her markings for the first time. A bead of sweat slides down his temple. Nobody moves, not a word. The ink alone is making the room hold its breath. And then she steps forward, boots kicking grit across the floor, shadow stretching long, unbroken. And the whole vibe shifts electric, dangerous, like someone just flipped the switch in a war movie nobody warned them about. She walks in quiet, wounded in ways nobody can see, carrying ghosts in her spine, history in her scars. Flashback slices through her mind, blood on concrete, screaming in alleys, firefights that rip chunks out of the world she used to crawl through. Her breaths come slow but sharp, she's calm as a tomb, but the muscles twitch, the fingers tighten on her rifle like it's an extension of her own body. The team's laughing dies in pieces as she drops into position, every movement a mix of rhythm and raw menace, silent but screaming control. Vo creeps in, they mocked the ink. Didn't know it was loaded. Every head turns, every smirk fades, tension spiking like a live wire. This isn't just some tattooed rookie. This is trouble, distilled, walking in on two legs, ready to rip up the rules they think they own. And in that split second before chaos hits, you see it, the SEAL commander, eyes narrowing, a flicker of respect buried under surprise. Already calculating if he can survive the storm she just brought in. The first hit of chaos comes like a punch to the gut. Smoke, sparks, and the stench of burning metal fill the alley as the mission kicks off. Teams barking orders, boots clanging on shattered concrete. She moves like she owns the shadows, no hesitation, slicing through the chaos, the guys who laughed at her ink. Their jaws drop when she drags a screaming teammate behind a barricade, one hand steady on her rifle, the other yanking bodies out of fire like it's nothing. Close-ups of her tattoos flickering in the intermittent firelight, each mark telling a story the squad's too dumb to read. Explosions kick dust into their faces, shouts and gunfire echo like a war drum. A teammate gets pinned, and she doesn't flinch, drops into a low crouch. Head tilted, calculating angles like she's seen every scenario before. The SEAL commander's watching, tension stretching his jaw, realizing that this quiet, inked shadow just rewrote the rules. The air is thick, hearts hammering, the kind of tense rhythm that makes you want to puke or fight. Flashbacks hit hard and fast, the alleyways she crawled through in past missions, the screams she couldn't save, the blood that made ink permanent on her skin. It's messy, raw, gnarly, and it bleeds into her every move now. She flips a grenade over a barricade, dives behind another chunk of concrete, rolls across shattered glass. Every move is precise, silent, lethal. The rookies in her unit freeze, unsure if they're watching a legend or a ghost. Sweat mingles with soot on her skin, fingers tightening, loosening, always calculating. Her tattoos glint under firelight like coded warnings, each one a declaration, don't mess with this. By the second engagement, the team's pinned down in a corridor of crumbling buildings. Enemy gunfire snapping like whips, ricochets kicking shards of concrete into the air. She's first through the breach, low crawl, shoulder pressed against the wall, rifle slamming hot rounds into targets like she's been doing it her whole life. One guy tries to cover her flank, she spins, drags him to safety, flips a grenade with a flick of her wrist. Silence follows the explosion for a beat, just long enough for everyone to realize she didn't even break a sweat. Close up, Commander's eyes narrow, that flicker of respect creeping past disbelief. The mockery is gone. Every grunt in the room feels the tension, the unspoken realization that they're watching someone untouchable. Flashbacks bite again, training under rain, bruises, pain, whispered ridicule. Every insult she swallowed, every smirk thrown her way, morphs into muscle memory. Now, she's moving through gunfire like she owns the night, each motion silent poetry of lethal grace. A teammate goes down, she's there. Dragging, covering, suppressing, scanning, always 2 steps ahead. The camera pans over the alley in slow motion, the chaos, the flying debris, her tattoos catching light like battle scars illuminated. SEAL Commander steps back slightly, mouth tight, eyes locked, calculating if he can trust this storm in human form. By the 4th part, the pressure's brutal. Enemy reinforcements push in, close-quarter chaos, smoke curling through every broken corner. She's on a rooftop now, scanning, sniping, flipping from one target to another, dropping threats before they even know she's there. Tactical chatter barely registers, its instinct, skill, and grit fused into raw action. Every teammate's watching, stunned as she maneuvers, communicating with nods, hand signals, silent authority. Flashbacks of earlier failures hit like ghosts in her skull, missed shots, bodies she couldn't save, but now every mark, every tattoo, every scar fuels precision. Close up, Commander exhales slowly, almost reverent, realizing the ink they mocked carries experience, blood, and lethal intelligence. Final escalation, ambush hits hard, narrow corridor, grenades bouncing, gunfire tearing walls apart. She's center stage, pivoting, diving, dragging, pulling, flipping, suppressing. Her tattoos gleam under emergency lights, each one a silent badge of survival. Explosions knock dust into the air. Shouts, screams, bullets singing past. She grabs a downed teammate, rolls across debris, flips a grenade, takes down 2 more assailants before the corridor goes quiet, smoke thick, dust falling like ash. Team stares, mouths open, reality settling in. The ink they mocked, it just saved their lives. Commander steps forward, boots crunching, eyes hard, finally saluting, a slow, deliberate acknowledgement that she owns the battlefield now. Silence hangs heavy, tension crackling, respect earned in blood, smoke, and grit. The dust finally settles, but the air's still thick with smoke, gunpowder, and the kind of silence that rattles your chest. Bodies lie scattered, shadows stretching across cracked concrete, flickering firelight catching the jagged edges of debris. She is breathing hard, chest heaving, tattoos smeared with soot and blood, each one telling stories no one alive could ever survive twice. Around her, the team is frozen, mouths tight, eyes wide, trying to process what just hit them. The mocking, the whispers, the sneers, they're gone, replaced with a heavy, crusty respect that hits harder than any gunfire. The SEAL Commander steps forward, boots crunching on rubble, his eyes locked on her ink, on the precision in her movements, the calm in her chaos. Without a word, he salutes slow, deliberate, the kind of gesture that carries weight, history, and understanding all at once. Every other soldier feels it too, a tense shiver running through the room. She nods once, subtle, almost imperceptible, the corners of her mouth twitching like she's letting them finally catch up. Vo creeps in. They mocked the ink, didn't know it was alive. Didn't know it was trained in blood, chaos, and pain. Didn't know it could save lives, break walls, and command silence where screams should have lived. She steps back, rifle slung low, eyes scanning the darkened alleyways, every muscle tense, every scar, every tattoo a silent war cry. The smoke curls up, twisting like ghosts, carrying the residue of battles survived, battles earned, battles nobody alive would dare forget. And as the camera pulls back, the city's destruction framing her silhouette, you know this is one storm they'll never underestimate again.